There is something painful about being the quiet one in a room full of people who love you. You are physically there. You sit at the dinner table. You show up for birthdays. You pay the bills, fix what breaks, and hold everything together. But your family is not looking for presents. They are looking for you and silence, even when it comes from exhaustion. From habit, from years of not knowing how to say what you feel, silence has a cost your family has been quietly paying. Sign 1. They stop sharing the small things with you. There was a time when your child would rush through the door and tell you about their day, when your partner would share something funny that happened at work, when conversations happen naturally, without effort, but slowly, almost without you noticing. Those moments stopped, not because they ran out of things to say, but because they learned, somewhere along the way, that you were not really listening. When silence is your default response, the people around you stop offering their words. They do not want to feel ignored, so they protect themselves by going quiet too. Sign 2. Your children seem more comfortable with the other parent. This one is hard to admit. You notice it in small moments. They go to the other parent with a problem. They ask the other parent for permission. They laugh differently when you are not in the room. It is not that they do not love you. It is that love requires more than presence. It requires warmth. It requires the feeling of being safe enough to be known. And if your silence has made you feel distant, even unknowingly, your children have quietly learned to seek connection elsewhere. Sign 3. Your partner handles everything without involving you. They stopped asking your opinion on decisions. They manage the household, the calendar, the emotional weight, without pulling you in. On the surface, this might look like independence, but underneath, it's often resignation. When someone stops including you, it is usually because they tried before and felt met with silence, distraction, or emotional absence. They learned to manage alone because they felt alone. Sign 4. Affection feels awkward or forced. Hugs feel stiff. I love you comes out like a formality rather than a feeling. Physical closeness has slowly disappeared. This is what years of emotional silence does to the body. It trains the people around you to stop reaching for you. And then one day you reach for them, and something is slightly off, not broken, but stiff. Like a door that hasn't been opened in too long. Sign 5. Family gatherings feel like performances. Everyone is there, but nobody is really present. Conversations stay shallow. Laughter feels practiced. You leave family dinners feeling more alone than before they started. This is what happens when emotional silence becomes the family's normal. People learn to perform instead of actually having it. And the sad truth is, they often learn that performance from watching you. Sign 6. Your family does not come to you when something is wrong, when something painful happens, a broken friendship, a bad day, a fear they cannot name. They do not come to your door. They call a friend. They text someone else. They figure it out alone, because somewhere they decided that you would not know what to do with their emotion, not because you are a bad person, but because your silence trained them to believe you were not emotionally available. And that is a quiet grief, both for them and for you. Sign 7. You feel like a stranger in your own home. You live under the same roof. You share meals, routines, years of life together. But there is a distance inside the house that has nothing to do with physical space. You feel like you're on the outside of something warm, looking in. That feeling is not their fault. And it is not entirely yours, but it is a sign that something important has gone unspoken for too long. None of this means you do not love your family. Most people reading this love their families deeply, but love that stays silent, love that never learns to speak, to reach to say, I see you, becomes invisible over time. And invisible love is not something a family can hold on to. The good news is this. The distance silence creates can also be closed by words, not a dramatic conversation, not a perfect speech, just the quiet courage of saying something true. I have not been showing up the way I should. I see how hard you have been working. I love you, and I want you to feel that, not just know it. Your family does not need you to be perfect. They need to know you are trying. If any of these signs felt familiar, sit with that feeling. Do not dismiss it. Do not turn it into a joke, because the fact that it landed in your chest means something important is still there, something worth fighting for. Tell me in the comments, which sign hit closest to home? And if this video said something you needed to hear today, subscribe. This channel is about the emotional realities people rarely talk about, the quiet weight of relationships, identity, and what it means to truly show up for the people who matter most. Because your family does not need a version of you that has everything figured out. They just need the real you, present, open, and willing to try.